What's up, YouTubers? It's Yankee Bacon. What's going on? It's been a little while, but I had to make a video about this topic. I was actually at a certain movie rental dealership of sorts, if you will. I'm sure you can probably guess. There's not too many of them in this world, and I got stung, and then I was back about a month later, and I realized I didn't realize at that point. I knew what happened, but it just kind of all came crashing down on me. But the issue with this whole deal with making these movies, throwing them out on DVD around the same time as a movie's hitting the theater that is very similar, and it gets kind of confusing, especially if you're not really paying attention and you don't know really when release dates are and that type of thing. But I rented a certain movie called American Warships. In the back of my head, I was getting a movie that I saw with some non-B actors and actresses, with some actual good actors and actresses, some great special effects. It looked like a really cool movie. Now, little did I know, I don't even think it hit theaters yet, but I was like, well, who knows? So I rent it, and I get it home, and it doesn't take even me, with as ignorant as I am, it didn't take me more than 5 minutes to discover, hey, this is not that movie. This is a movie that's a lot like it, and probably made at a fraction of the budget, and it was horrible. I couldn't. I even tried to say, well, maybe I'll watch it. What the heck? We'll see what happens. It wasn't gonna happen. I had to stop. So basically, I'm watching this movie, and I'm pretty angry because I wasted $2.99 or $1.99, whatever it was. I wasn't so happy about that. It kind of made me upset. So I felt like maybe I had been had by a company that is kind of smart, actually, and they throw out movies. Actually, you know what? I didn't make that discovery at that time. At that time, I was like, oh, interesting. Well, that's kind of funny. So I just kind of chalked it up as a whatever, And so about a month later, I'm back in this said establishment that I will not name. I'm perusing the shelves down, in kind of the section that has kind of the movies that are like, do I try to get? There's no other movies for me to get. Do I try to get this one and see if it's any good, or do I just go home empty-handed? Well, I come across another movie, and this one's called Abraham Lincoln Zombie Killer or something like that. And this time, they couldn't get me because I went to the theater and saw Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. And so I grabbed both movies because the Battleship one and the Vampire one were both sitting not side by side, but they were real close. And flip it around, and lo and behold, they were both put out by the same production company. And the same, they obviously set up LLCs to, how that all goes. They had different corporations that made them or whatever, but put out by the same production company. I think it was Deja Vu or something like that. But they kind of had some of the same different directors, but the same. What are they called? The people, the executive directors or whatever. They were the same people. So then it finally hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, this company, these guys are freaking brilliant. They put a movie out. They get one out real quick. They find out what's releasing, and they put together some B, C, D, E, F, G movie that is kind of follows along the lines of the movie that is going out. That obviously you couldn't do it with a blockbuster. You couldn't, when Star Wars came out, you couldn't make one called Star warriors, and obviously that wouldn't work. But some of these movies that are kind of obscure a little bit, you know, Battleship I thought looked cool to me because when I was a kid, you know, Battleship was big, and so when I saw that movie come out, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's kind of like Battleships. Well, they put out American warships. I didn't know, you know, I didn't really get the name. Kind of didn't stick with me when it first came out, and I saw the trailer. So what they do is they capitalize on all this advertising that's on TV for these movies, and when you go see a movie and they show you this great movie, they spend all this money in advertising these movies, and they kind of capitalize on that because I guarantee you, I'm not the only sucker that went out and got this movie thinking that it was one that um, was the real thing, but you know they kind of went a little far with American or with the Abraham Lincoln zombie killers, and maybe they didn't. I guarantee they'll get some people that one too. They'll be like, man, we saw that. That looked pretty cool. The Abraham Lincoln zombie killers. And they won't realize until they start watching it that they've been had. This is Yankee Bacon. Ciao for now.